Bonjour, welcome to your lesson, your first lesson about clothing. So this is about faire du shopping, les vêtements. And I've put your objectives here. So your first objective, once you finish the video, is that you can say what people are wearing. And your second objective is that you can also describe the clothing that people are wearing. Okay, so we're just going to go through some different kinds of clothing here. So we have un short. Okay, now, first thing I'm going to point out is anytime we have a pair of shorts, a pair of pants, jeans, for example. In English, we say these words as plural. In French, they're all singular unless you're talking about multiple pairs. So if you're wearing shorts, it's un short. Okay? Un pull is a sweater, like one that you would pull over your head. Okay. Un t-shirt. Des sandales. Okay. Des chaussures, or une paire de chaussures. So either shoes or a pair of shoes. Une casquette is a cap, like a baseball hat. Un sweatshirt, okay, so more casual, definitely more of a sweatshirt as opposed to a sweater. Une basket or des baskets, okay, tennis shoes, basketball shoes, sportswear. Note that it is feminine. You might think basket, it looks like a masculine word. It is in fact feminine because it's a shoe, and the shoes are all feminine. Une chaussette is a sock. Un manteau, this is kind of like a winter coat. It's a heavier kind of coat. Un survêtement, sweats. Un jean, okay, note again that it's singular. In English, we say that it's plural. Jeans. In French, it's un jean. Un polo, okay, it's a polo shirt. Polo shirt is, it has a collar and then just 3 or 4 buttons down the front. And then what we have in parentheses here, un manche courte, short sleeve. An anorak is more of a ski jacket. It's going to be poofy. It's going to be what you wear when it's snowing. Okay. Un blouson is like a jacket, and kind of think of it as like a jean jacket, although they aren't necessarily all made of jeans. Okay, next we have some items of clothing that are specifically for men. So these 3 here we're going to talk about are typically just for men. Une chemise is a dress shirt. Okay, a men's dress shirt, une chemise. Even though it's feminine, it's for a man. Un complet is a suit. Une cravate is a tie. Just a couple of other words. Une veste is another word for a jacket. This might be more like a windbreaker, like a sports kind of jacket. Un pantalon is the word for pants. Un chemisier, like une chemise. Un chemisier is like a women's blouse. It's just for, the word is usually only used for women's clothing. It is masculine, but it's for a woman. So you kind of have to think of une chemise, and un chemisier is kind of being backwards. Une chemise is for a man, but it's a feminine word. Un chemisier is for a woman, but it's a masculine word. Okay. Une jupe or une jupe plissée. Une jupe is a skirt. Une jupe plissée would be a pleated skirt. Okay. Next we have un tailleur. This is a women's suit. So like un complet is a suit for a man. Un tailleur is like a tailored women's suit. And then we have une robe. Here we have une robe sport, more of a casual kind of dress, and une robe habillée, a much classier, formal kind of wear. One of the verbs that you're going to be using quite often with clothing is the verb porter. Porter means to wear, and it's a regular ER verb. So you can see here we have je porte, tu portes, elle porte, nous portons, vous portez, il porte. regular conjugation. I also want to bring your attention to recall that adjectives in French go after the noun, with the exception of those bags of adjectives we learned earlier this year. So when we're describing the color of clothing items, we're going to say un jean bleu, un t-shirt vert, une jupe violette, des vestes jaunes, des chaussettes roses, des baskets grises. Okay, and then also remember that the adjective is going to match the gender and the number of the noun. So un jean, it's masculine singular, so it's bleu. But une jupe is feminine, it's violette. Okay, des vestes jaunes, plural. Des chaussettes roses, plural. And then des baskets, remember, is a feminine word, and so it is feminine and plural. Clothing sizes in France are different from clothing sizes in the US. In fact, clothing sizes are kind of different everywhere in the world. So here we have a comparison between US sizes and sizes in France. So you can see for women, okay, we have the general small to large kind of bit here, and then the number sizes. But in France, they refer to them all in numbers. So we have 30 jusqu'à 50. And then shoes also are on a different system. So yeah, they have like 35 à 43,5. Okay, men's, same thing, different kinds of sizes. So this is just for your information to see that the sizes, they're different. Might interest you to write down what your size would be in France. So imagine that you're at the mall and someone is helping, like a salesperson, for example, is helping you find the right size of something. They need to know what size you are. So they're going to ask, vous faites quelle taille? Vous faites quelle taille? It means, what size are you? And you would respond with, je fais du, and then whatever your size is. Je fais du 40. Okay? So they use the verb faire. They use the verb faire for a lot of things that we don't. But it's, you make what size? I make 40. Okay? And they use du here before the number. It's a similar thing if you're asking about shoe size, but the word for shoe size is different than clothing size. So instead of quelle taille, they ask, vous faites quelle pointure? And you would respond in the same format with je fais du 38. So just a few more words to add on that will help you in describing different kinds of clothing. So here we have large, and this means something that's big. So maybe you're trying something on, you want to say, oh, the sweater's too big. Okay, le pull est trop large. The sweater's too big. On the other hand, if something's too small, you can say serait. Serait means tight, but in the context of clothing, it means small. So serait, and then if it's feminine, just add an e. Something that's your favorite, you're going to say favori if that something is masculine. You will say favorite if that something is feminine. And then we saw this earlier. À manches longues means long sleeves. À manches courtes means short sleeves. Okay. Now, again, if someone is helping you find the right size of something, say you've tried something on, it's not the right size, and you need the size above or below. Okay. So you would ask for la taille au-dessus or au-dessous. Now, on the next slide, I'm going to talk about these two words because they can be a little tricky to remember which one is which. All right, here is my visual representation of how I remember au-dessus and au-dessous. All right, au-dessus means, so la taille au-dessus means the size above. Okay, and au-dessous means the size below, la taille au-dessous. Okay, now notice that in au-dessus, there's just one little spelling change. We have US and OUS. Now, the way I think about it is that au-dessus has fewer letters than au-dessous. And so it's lighter. It can kind of float to the top like a cloud. Okay, this is just how I picture it in my head. So because it only has just the U, au-dessus, it's lighter. It can float to the top, above. Okay, au-dessous, because it has that O in there, it sinks to the bottom. Okay, below. Above, below. Okay, and even in the tone of your voice when you pronounce it, au-dessus, you almost lift your voice a little bit. Au-dessous, and you drop your voice a little bit in that one. So if that can help you remember, it can be really tricky, but obviously it's an important difference. If you're asking for a size, you need to be very clear about if you want the size above or the size below. Okay, here we have a few more words. So we have une vitrine. Une vitrine refers to a shop window, and there's an expression that comes along with this word called faire de la lèche-vitrine, which means to go window licking. That's what it literally means. We say to go window shopping, means the same thing. They say window licking, we say window shopping. Okay. Une cabine d'essayage is a fitting room. Un rayon is a department, like the shoe department, for example, the men's department, the women's department. Un rayon. Des soldes or en solde refers to a sale. So solde, sales. En solde, on sale. Le prix, price. Cher ou cher, same pronunciation, means expensive. Funnily enough, there is no single word in French that means inexpensive, so they can just say pas cher if they want something to, if they want to say that something's not expensive. Pas cher. And then lastly, essayer means to try something on. Okay, that's the end of our video. I'm going to wish you bonne chance. Remember that your two objectives were that you can say what people are wearing and that you can describe what people are wearing. So you might want to go back through just a couple of the slides and just kind of, or go back through your notes and see which ones you might need to revisit a little bit. So I will see you tomorrow. Bonne chance. Au revoir.